Megan Kiefer, best friend of 12 years.
Anna Silliman, friend.
Nicolette Stapp, friend.
William Hoff, friend.
Krista Singer, friend.
What can happen in a few minutes changes you forever. This is a quote from Dalen Rice, who has a history of bullying that goes clear back to kindergarten. Bullying doesn't start at school and it doesn't end at the end of the day. Bullying is constant and teens feel they have nowhere to turn. Home used to be a safe place, but now they go home and get made fun of over the internet. Where do they go and whom do they turn to? Their parents tell them to get thicker skin, not to worry about them. They're just jealous. How can a parent tell their child not to worry about something that doesn't stop? The mover cyberbully is a great example of someone who gets bullied at school and goes home and still doesn't feel safe. After being bullied by students at school, teenager Taylor Hillridge is ready to escape and feel safe in the privacy of her home. It is her 17th birthday, and after asking for a laptop for many years, she finally gets one. Her and her friends set up a social networking site, and she starts talking back and forth with people from her high school. Taylor's little brother wants an account of his own, and after not setting him up one, he hacks into a profile and makes a nasty status about her. Everyone turns against her, calling her dirty names and ruining her life. Everyone talks trash on her, and it depresses Taylor. One of her best friends even makes a fake account of a cute boy, and Taylor reveals all of his secrets to him. He then starts talking trash on her, Taylor not even knowing her best friend is doing it. She then goes into a suicidal stage. She makes a video saying how she doesn't know why everyone hates her so much, and she doesn't see the reason for living or breathing anymore. Her best friend sees the video and starts crying, feeling guilty for her actions. She calls Taylor's mother, telling her something bad has happened to Taylor. They find her opening a pill bottle to overdose. She's having a nervous breakdown, crying and screaming. She ends up in the hospital regretting what she's done. She then starts going to meetings for bullied kids and feels as if she needs to take a stand. The next day, she goes to school, and people start talking about her, saying terrible things. She stands up for herself, and everyone starts standing up for her also, shutting that bully down, making him feel embarrassed. Bullying is so common in our lives that we don't even realize it's happening when it does. Bullying is any kind of physical or verbal mistreatment done with the intent to harm somebody. It's kind of like an attempt to win while the other person loses. People get bullied in many different ways. Bullying can be done directly, such as teasing, threatening, or hitting. It can also be done indirectly, such as spreading rumors or excluding somebody. In general, boys are involved in direct bullying more often, while girls are more likely to use indirect bullying. Bullying can also be done over the internet. This is called cyberbullying. Being a bully over the internet is becoming more common among teenagers. Nasty or threatening emails, exclusion or teasing with messaging, and using text messages to harass are some of the ways bullies torment their victims. Cyberbullying is just as devastating as the face-to-face kind. A study done in Australia found that children who were cyberbullied felt more helpless than those who were bullied in person because they felt their home had been violated. Some people think bullying has gotten much worse, and some people think there has always been bullies and we take it more seriously now. Bullying cannot be measured exactly, like calculating how much sugar is in pop, but we can all agree that has been going on for all of human history. A survey by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said 10,000 children stayed home from school at least once a month because they feared bullies. Half of the surveyed children said that they were bullied at least once a week. Another survey by the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development found that 29% of 15,000 students have been involved in bullying during their current school term, either as bullies or victims. After being bullied, some people become a bully themselves. Being a bully does not make you feel any happier than being the victim. Keeping your relationship with your friends and family is important during this time. Getting involved with school activities can help with getting your mind off of the teasing. Bullies can have different reasons for their bullying. For example, having power, self-esteem issues, having poor social skills, or the fear of being bullied. Here are some examples of bullies and victims in their own words from one of the books I read. I seemed cool, I got attention, I was popular. That example was from a bully. This one is also from a bully. Once you have power, you have everything. I was shoved into lockers, kicked. If you look at them the wrong way, they'd say, "We will hurt you, you're not worth anything." That example was from a victim. Telling someone they're fat doesn't make you any skinnier. Telling someone that they're stupid doesn't make you any smarter, and telling someone to die definitely doesn't make you any better than them. It takes 1 second to say those things, but a lifetime for someone to get over it. Bullies don't know how much they are actually hurting people. They don't understand that what they say actually does hurt that person, whether they show it or not. You don't know what that person could be going through. Why victims take bullying. Some people say, "It didn't occur to me to tell a teacher. It was like telling someone that I have brown hair. I just kind of accepted it." People think that bullying is tough, but it's not. What's tough is going up to the people you tease and saying you're sorry, or going up to the people that tease you and say, "Please stop." How many suicides have to take place before society realizes that bullying actually kills people? Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting in 4,400 deaths per year. Students finally react violently after being bullied for such a long time. From one of the books I read, here is a story about a fighting back incident. On April 20th, 1999, 2 students from Columbian High School in Littleton, Colorado, brought guns and bombs to school. By the end of the day, they had killed 13 people and themselves. More than a year later, a team called the Threat Assessment Group did an investigation trying to understand what went on in the minds of these 2 students. They reported that while their actions had several causes, one of them was in the culture of bullying. One of the Threat Assessment Group's psychologists said, "It seems to be pretty clear that bullying was bad at this high school." One of the students wrote in his diary before the attack, "Before I leave this worthless place, I want to kill everyone except about 5 people. I'm full of hate and I love it." You can now see how truly impacted students are by being bullied and how much someone can change from something so cruel. Thousands of kids every day deal with different types of bullying. Even though some people think it is part of growing up, research shows that the effect of bullying can be devastating for both the victim and the bully. Bullying happens way more than it should, but you always have the power to make a difference. Don't be afraid to stand up for someone being bullied. You could be that person that makes this world a better and safer place. Thank you.